Honestly, man, what can you trust these days? The media, every single time, contradicting reports consistently on a consistent basis. One report saying this, one report saying that, contradicting each other all the time, saying that Haaland is not interested in Chelsea's project, and now that we learn that Haaland hasn't decided his future, and that he wants to be star of a team, and he would be open to signing for Chelsea, man. I've had enough, man. I've had enough. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea news in the past 24 hours, and some crazy developments that have developed in regards to Erling Haaland, David Alaba, Christian Pulisic, Bayern Munich's interest in Christian Pulisic, some news on Donnarumma, and my thoughts and opinions on Chelsea potentially signing Lukaku as a plan B if we do not sign Haaland for the striker position. This evening you will see my preview for the Chelsea versus Liverpool game, which of course will be taking place at Anfield. That will be tonight. I'll be discussing Tuchel's press conference, my predicted lineup, so that will be out tonight, so make sure you go and check it out. But let's get straight into this Chelsea news video. If you do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions on every single topic that I do speak about. But without further ado, let's get straight into this news video. I talk about this guy every single news video, and as I said yesterday, it's not a bad thing. If you're talking about Erling Haaland potentially signing for Chelsea, it's not a bad thing, but it's given me flashbacks to Havertz back in the summertime when Chelsea was heavily linked with Havertz. Every day new developments. Every day I'll be speaking about Havertz because there'd be an update on Havertz in regards to this. There'd be developments with this guy, and it was getting boring towards the end, but we got the guy in the end. You know, we secured the bag with Kai Havertz, and that's my opinion with Erling Haaland. I don't mind it dragging as long as we secure the guy. You know, but I understand with these type of deals it takes some time. That's not my problem. My issue with this situation, my main problem with the situation is there's too many contradicting reports. Literally this morning, Bild Sport, German publication, that came out and said that 6 clubs are interested for Erling Haaland, and Chelsea is not one of the clubs that Erling Haaland would like to sign. We are not a project that he's attracted to. He's a bit, cautious of signing for us. He would rather sign for a Man City, Real Madrid, and everyone went sour. Social media blew up saying, oh, we're not getting Haaland, we're not an elite club anymore, we haven't got any pull power, this and that. And it's just come out. Fabrizio Romano went on his podcast, Here We Go podcast, and he was speaking about Erling Haaland. And the main things he was saying was Erling Haaland wants to be a starter for a club, guaranteed starter. He wants to be the star of the club, and he will not accept a bench role whatsoever. And to be fair, that makes no sense. If you're splashing out that financial package of over £100 million, no club is sticking you on the bench. That makes no sense. So again, it's understandable. Of course, he's going to be the star of a team, and I'm thinking that fits Chelsea perfectly. You want to be a star of the team? Cool. You would be the star of the team alongside Kai Havertz and a couple of other players. You will not be sitting on our bench. You go straight into our starting 11. You will be a starter for Chelsea. So again, if we secure Champions League football, our chances increase exponentially. And these reports that Haaland would not, is not attracted to Chelsea, I find it ludicrous. I find it hilarious. I don't believe it whatsoever. By the way, this is the same Bild Sport publication, for your information, who said that Mount is unhappy with Havertz signing because he's going to take his place. The same publication where Minirola started laughing and mocking that publication, saying that they are the #1 news outlet for fake news. So these guys haven't got the best credibility whatsoever. Their credibility is down in the dumps, it's in the mud. So I wouldn't take anything seriously. But then again, it's not nice to hear. It's not nice to hear, but I trust Fabrizio. Fabrizio is the tier 1 journalist. He's the one that you should be relying on. And he had some more news in regards to Erling Haaland. He said that no club is actually close to signing Erling Haaland. His future will be decided in the summer. There is a huge chance of him leaving Dortmund this summer if they fail to qualify for Champions League. And it makes perfect sense. It's the 3rd of March as I record this video. We've just entered the month of March. The transfer window is over 3 months away from opening. We've got the Euros this summer. It's going to be a shortened transfer window. This thing about him deciding his future, they're currently playing for Dortmund in the Bundesliga. He's got to focus on getting Dortmund into the Champions League. His full priority right now is training with the Dortmund squad and helping the Dortmund squad as much as he can. He's on the contract with him. So when is he going to have time to think, oh yeah, you know what, yeah, I'm not going to sign for Chelsea. They're not attractive enough. Come on, man. At the end of the day, he's got an agent that's money hungry, Minirola. He charges extortionate agent fees. He's driven by money. Fair play to him. He's successful. But again, he's very money driven, and if you are willing to pay the most to Mino, he will drive their client to your club. It's as simple as that. This is a money game. We have the money over the other clubs because we are willing to spend massive over your Real Madrids, your Barca, who's, they're crippled with debt currently. We have the finances and pull power over Man City. We have the ambition. We've got the ambitious owner. We have the finances to pull this deal off. Hopefully, we will also have Champions League football to pull this deal off on top of that as well. And we have the elite project that we want to return to being one of the best elite clubs in the next 1 or 2 years. Hopefully, next year. We've got a world-class manager with a new project. We've got a world-class squad that we're going to trim down. We have plans. We have a project going on here. And I think that, of course, any top player will be interested. So this notion that he's not interested, I find it a load of rubbish. That's just my honest opinion. Now, people are going to call me delusional, saying, Haaland would never sign for Chelsea. Just wait then. You're forgetting we have Roman Abramovich as our owner. People said the same with Havertz. Havertz would never sign for Chelsea. He's Madrid or Bayern bound. See what happens. See what happens. When you mess with Roman, you see what happens. If Roman wants something, it gets done. Simple as that. I watched Matt Law's podcast, or not watch, I listened to Matt Law's podcast, and he said that 99% of the time, if Roman wants something, it happens. It happens. It is what it is. So, listen, rival fans, keep crying. Keep crying. He's coming. He's coming. But, let's move on to the next story. And it is in regards to January Donnarumma. I spoke about this guy yesterday. And Fabrizio Romano came out again on the podcast to speak about him. And he said that Chelsea are, of course, interested in Gianluigi Donnarumma, but they are not talking to sign him, and there is nothing advanced. He said there is a huge possibility of him extending his current deal, but he wants a release clause included. His priority is staying with AC Milan. So, as far as I'm aware, this is something that he probably negotiated with Mino because, of course, all three players of Haaland, Donnarumma, all these players, they have the same agent in Mino. So again, there's a main reason why they want to release clause, because it means that Mino will get a significant portion of money. Everything is about money with Mino, so this makes a lot of sense. And yes, it kind of does squash Donnarumma talks. It looks like he will be staying in Milan. I said this for a long time. He probably will be signing a contract extension, and listen. Again, he's going to have that release clause, which Mino would love to have, because it means a massive payday for him in the future, which is what's happening with Haaland at the minute. And it's highly unlikely we are going to be signed on Donnarumma, so we can forget about that for now. He's looking highly likely to be extending with AC Milan. He wants to stay at AC Milan, so we can forget about Donnarumma for now. Either we look at our goalkeeping targets, or we stick with the current players that we have, and that's Edouard Mendy and Kepa. Not sure, as I said yesterday, if those two are going to lead us to glory. But that's up to the club entirely. That's up to the scouting network, that's up to Tuchel, that's up to the staff and the hierarchy. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure it's a priority position, because Matt Law said that striker and centre-back is a priority position. But listen, let's see. Let's see if we do sign a top-quality goalkeeper. That is yet to be seen. We don't know the situation with that. Now, other news stories, and other news is in regard to David Alaba. And according to Christian Falk, again, writes for CF Bayern, he said it's true, David Alaba still hasn't signed a new pre-contract with the club. Real Madrid still doesn't offer enough in regards to finances, and therefore there are talks with Paris Saint-Germain and also Premier League clubs. Now, the current clubs they're interested for David Alaba is, of course, Real Madrid, who are leading the race, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool and Chelsea. As far as I'm aware, those are the 4 clubs interested in signing him. Free agent, going to have to sign a massive signing on bonus, so it's going to cost the club nothing. And of course, he wants 400 grand a week. He wants 400 grand a week, which is a massive stumbling block for a lot of clubs, especially Chelsea. And one of his requirements is that he wants to specifically play midfield. And I'm thinking, you have all these demands. No wonder no club has signed with you, bro. Like, Real Madrid hasn't agreed to his demands. Like, who are you? Listen, you're a world-class guy who's in his prime. But all these demands are crazy. Not only do you want to just play midfield, which again is a massive turn-off because he's a versatile player who can play in defence, like your centre-back, your left-back. So the fact that he just wants to play midfield is a bit of a turn-off. Secondly, he wants £400,000 a week. So a lot of clubs are going to, of course, struggle to agree with terms. So he's going to have to negotiate the wages down. And, of course, he's going to have to negotiate and be a bit flexible with the position he wants to play. This notion that he just wants to play midfield is rubbish. It's true. I'm not saying it's not true, but from his side, it's rubbish. I don't know why he's limiting himself to just wanting to play midfield. And I understand from Chelsea's perspective and Chelsea's point of view why they're not going ahead with the deal financially and positionally, because we need a world-class centre-back. And apparently this guy doesn't want to play centre-back. And we don't need midfielders. So, oh man, it's a shambles. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he will negotiate. Maybe he'll be open to new news. Other news stories in regards to Christian Pulisic. Apparently Bayern Munich are actually interested in Pulisic. Nothing advanced, nothing developed. It's just a rumour. Again, Pulisic, he's not getting the first team game time at the minute, and that is due to injuries. the guy's hamstrings made out of plastic bags. Listen, we need to give Pulisic time. I believe that Pulisic is world class potential. I think he's a top winger. We need to give him time. He needs to be nurtured properly with the game time and with the doctors, and I think that he will be, a world class player when he hits his prime. And I think that he's a fantastic winger and option to have. Again, I think he goes into our first team on form. Him and Hudson-Odoi is our first choice wingers in my personal opinion. So I wouldn't sell Pulisic whatsoever. He's one of our best players in our team. And with the Bayern stuff, it's only just rumours. There's nothing advanced in regards to that. Now, finally, I want to speak about Romelu Lukaku. Now, why do I want to speak about Romelu Lukaku? There's no developments or stories that are linked Chelsea to Lukaku. Lukaku has had a terrific season at Inter Milan. So far this season in the Serie A, he's had 23 matches, 18 goals, 6 assists, absolutely phenomenal record, 27 years of age, absolute Belgian beast. We know his capability, what he can do in the Premier League. He's been absolutely sublime. And the reason why I'm bringing Lukaku up is that, again, there's no reports on him. However, if we do not secure Haaland, and of course Chelsea are in desperate need of a world-class striker, this is the question I'm proposing to you guys. Would you take Romelu Lukaku at Chelsea? It's looking like that it will cost upwards of £100 million as well for Lukaku. Don't forget, he's pretty much Inter Milan's best player. The record, his goal scoring and assisting record speaks for itself. He's going to win the Serie A title this year. Let's face it, he's going to win the Scudetto. He's been superb in the Premier League as well. He's got connections with Chelsea. He wanted to emulate Drogba. So at the end of the day, I could definitely see him making a return. But are Chelsea willing to pay that much for Lukaku? That is a question that remains to be seen. And will Chelsea sign Haaland? So we'll have to wait and see. If you did enjoy this news daily video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.